Go ahead, Nate.
Nate Ryan, USA Today. Dale, in addition to the $100,000 thing to the fan here at Pocono Raceway, Texas Motor Speedway also did a thing this week where, in honor of you being the points leader, they put tickets on sale for $88 on the front stretch. What do you make of that? I mean, do you pay attention to that? Do you get a kick out of the fact that the sport kind of tends to hitch its wagon to you when you're having that kind of success and wants to make hay in terms of ticket sales and interest and everything?
Did the tickets go up or go down? Down. I think that Eddie always has a lot of different strings he pulls, and I think that's a classy one. I think that's anything to make the process easier or cheaper for the fan is a great move. And I know that they're always trying to work on things to make the experience better for the fans, but to slash the ticket prices is probably at the top of the fans' list. And so I think that to me, I feel great. I feel better about that than just handing one guy a $100,000 check. Nothing against what the idea that they had this weekend, but cutting ticket prices for everybody, or the majority, I guess, is a pretty cool thing. So I take a lot. I think that's pretty cool. I thought it was a classy move.
And the Monday after Michigan and South Carolina, gas was 88 cents a gallon. So.
That one I don't believe.
Okay. Let's go to Jim Utter right here.
Jim Utter, Charlotte Observer. Not to revel in the points leader thing, but I wondered if you noticed this week your foundation has given a lot of money to Shepherd Elementary School in Mooresville. And after you took the points lead this week, they put up a big sign congratulating you on your on doing that. And I just wondered, do things like that kind of give you a little extra when it comes from not just from racing?
Well, Shepherd Elementary is just down the road from where I live, and it's a really small place. And I got involved at that school basically when I went to a friend of mine. His son was playing football for that school, just little 8-year-old, 10-year-old kids, and so. They didn't have any helmets or anything, no uniforms, nothing good. So that's how I started helping the school, and it meant a lot to me that they would do something like that after a win like that. That really anybody would go out of their way to acknowledge what we did, or taking the points lead. So I've been over there and visited the school, walked through the school. We've invested more into the school and supported the school more. I like to do things close to home as well as the other things that we work with our charities. I like to do some things that I can visually see myself, and it was just down the road and it felt like the right thing to do. So it's great for them to acknowledge the relationship. I think that my sister texted me a picture of that acknowledgement that they made, and that's a great feeling. Yeah.
Let's go to Steve, and then we'll go to Claire. Go ahead, Steve.
Junior, can you talk about going to Watkins Glen, how the test went at Road Atlanta this past week? I mean, you haven't finished top 10 there in like 7 years. I mean,
yeah.
What do you think your chances are of maybe cracking that next weekend?
Yeah, I mean, it's me at a road course, man, it's a lottery, but we just I've had some good runs there, and I've had some fast cars there. When we went there in 2008 with Tony Jr., we rained out qualifying, so we started up front, and we led quite a good portion of the first 30 laps or so. We were really fast. So, I mean, I know I can go around there. That place is a lot easier than Sonoma. It's just straightaway turn, and that's really what I've been doing all my life. So it's a lot easier than Sonoma, a lot less technical. And the gains that we made this week, were literal. They were literally gains that I could see on the stopwatch and on the racetrack. So I know I didn't like the car when we tested at Road Atlanta earlier this year. When we went to Sonoma, I had the same issues with the car. I didn't like it, and we fought a lot of the same similar problems. We showed up at the test this week with the same problems and the same disappointment in the car. And then we made a lot of changes, and a few of them changes in particular just revolutionized the way the car drove and the way it felt, and the stopwatch was way faster. So I'm excited. I've been really happy to go to all the racetracks this year, and you know, I particularly don't look forward to going to Sonoma and Watkins Glen as much as I do the ovals, but I'm excited about the Watkins Glen this trip. Hopefully we can go down there and be competitive.
Let's go to Claire, and then we'll got one more time for Reed. Go ahead.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. This week I was giving away tickets to Richmond, and I looked back through Richmond to find a clip of audio to use to give away the tickets. And I'm not looking for you, but I listened through, and I find a clip from you, and it was at round Richmond time being asked about what it would mean to you to get into the chase. And your comment at that time was, well, got in the chase before, it's important, but it's more important that we be competitive. And it's such a different Dale Earnhardt Jr. sound. It just struck me when I listened to it how much the sound now is different from you. Now, your team is more competitive, but how much do you think the whole feeling has changed for you than a year ago when you said, yeah, it's great getting in the chase, but I just really want my team to be competitive?
Yeah, it's 180 degrees really the way I feel and approach the sport and my job now. When I wasn't competitive, that's all you wanted to be is, to run up front or run in the top 5, run in the top 10, just have good runs. It didn't make a difference to be in the chase if you weren't going to win the thing or didn't feel like you could win the championship. You were just taking up a spot, just kind of like Tony felt last year when the chase started. So I felt the same way, and I was more worried about being competitive and felt like we still had a lot to gain in that regard than individual accomplishments. And so, as in a broad spectrum, our team just needed to be quite a bit better and faster, and we've gained about what I would consider 70% of that. And I think we got a little bit more we can find. We're still we're running well, but we're still we need to win more races. We need to show up and be the fastest car more often, and we've. In my opinion, we've been quick, but my opinion, we've only been the fastest guy probably once or twice this year, and I don't know if that's good enough. I don't think it. I'm going to say it's not good enough, and I know our team, would like to win more races and to be able to contend for the championship. Our team needs another 10-15%.
Final question.
Reed Spencer with NASCAR Wire Service. Dale, when NASCAR introduced the COT in 07-08, some drivers took to it quicker than others. Now that you guys have got that car pretty much dialed in, they're going to throw another one at you next year. Is that a source of concern for you, or do you look at it more as an opportunity for you and Steve to progress?
It's a source of concern just because it's a big change, but the chassis is the same. And I really like the look of the car. I think it's a lot more exciting as far as race cars go to look at. I think fans will grasp it and appreciate it more. I'm with the best organization in the business, and who better to be with to handle a big change like that? So I feel confident that we'll come out with. We'll develop this car and understand it and progress with it quicker than most, and I'll be able to enjoy that through performance on the racetrack. That's what I expect to happen. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's not going to be as big of a deal as far as the COT. COT was a complete revision from the chassis all the way up. So this car's got the same chassis, and so a lot of the bridge ain't quite as long.
Dale, thanks a lot,
Yep,
and
thank you.
good luck this weekend, okay?